Has anybody ever had those small experiences which have a big impact on you? Yeah, I'm about to share one of those that happened for me, that what we've just talked about with the missions and everything, I would not have been able to do if it wasn't for this moment. So once we had a meeting at a Connect group with Miriam, and she had invited someone to come and speak to our group. And when he came, he said he was going to talk about forgiveness. And internally, I actually rolled my eyes a little bit at this, thinking, I've been in church for years. I'm not sure there's much I can actually get out of this. But I was respectful, and so I sat and listened. And when he got to the end of that, he just invited everybody to take some time and pray and see if God was telling anybody that they needed to forgive someone. So I did this, and I felt God to say to me that I needed to forgive him. And I thought, that's a bit weird, that seems a bit strange. So I took that and tried to put it to the side and prayed again. But once again, I got that same feeling in my heart that God was telling me that I needed to forgive God. And again, I'm like, I don't understand this, Lord. It's like, you don't do wrong. How can I forgive you if you haven't done anything wrong? So I again prayed and said, Lord, I feel like I need to forgive you, but I don't know what I need to forgive you for. Please help me understand what I need to forgive you for. And God spoke to me and said, there are plans in your heart that you've always thought would have to be a good plan for Leslie. But as you know, those things have not happened. And you need to forgive me that my plans are not your plans. And I realized in that moment that, wow, yes, that is true. There are things in my life that I thought should have happened by now. I was 30 and still single, and that was never in my plans. But God was saying I needed to take those things, some of these things, and give them up to him. So I did, but it was not an easy process. I had to take those things one by one and give them up to God. So the desire to be married before I was 30, letting go. The wanting to have maybe started a family, have a few kids by now, letting go. But I could also acknowledge that there were good things in my life. I had a job that at the time, I was still enjoying mostly. And yeah, you guys can all relate. And yeah, I was living close to the family and have a good relationship with my extended family, which I was also grateful for. But those other things I needed to take and let go. But after I let them go, then this is when God started revealing this plan that he had for me to me. And I had to let go of my plans for him to be able to do that. And as you've heard, these plans are so much more exciting than the things that I was thinking. And if my plans were going ahead, I don't think I would have been able to have the courage to stand up here and speak this message. Or at college, as I've been singing on the worship team, I never would have been able to do that if I hadn't given up my plans and went after God's plans. So the verse I have, which is on the screen, is Proverbs 16, verse 9, which says, in their hearts human plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. And I feel like that's the journey that God's been taking me on. So I've had to give up my plans. But yes, you can make your plans, and you should make plans, but we always need to be bringing them to God and saying, look, God, are these your plans? And I can guarantee from my experiences, when we do that, God's plans are a lot better than the plans we have for ourselves. And this is a verse that drives me forward as well. Like, as I'm going, I will make plans. I will try and decide what God's doing, but I'll always be bringing them back to God and saying, look, God, are these your plans? Redirect my steps if they're not. Yeah. And I just feel, just to wrap up, that maybe there are people who are feeling like that here. Maybe there are people that are feeling like I was, that need to forgive God for something. Or God is talking into your heart saying that he has plans for you. If you are one of those people, I would invite you, once we end, to come forward down the front, because there are people here that would love to pray with you and walk with you through that journey. Yeah, thank you.